And we're back. Gotta find shortcut. Oh boy, this is an awesome. I don't. Words can't even really describe to me, how awesome Final Fantasy VI is to me. It was the very first Final Fantasy I'd ever played, and oh. I'm sorry, that theme gets me every time. CELES, CHERE. Locke was Locke Cole. It was, like I said, it was the first Final Fantasy I'd ever played. And back when I was a kid, I would see it on my video rental store shelf. I'd see it and I'd look at it. You know how kids would look at the back of the box before they'd rent a game to see if it was any good from the description on the back. And every day I would look at it and pass it up because I didn't really know what kind of gameplay it was. I didn't know what an RPG was, really, because I had never really played one up to that point. Well, I did play Final Fantasy 1 way back when, but I had a broken copy that wouldn't let me go past the first bridge, so, yeah, if I recall correctly. But anyway, that's been a long time ago. And I remember I seen it on the shelf, and I never rented it because I wasn't sure what kind of game it was. So then finally one day I rented it, and I was just blown away. It was just that awesome, even back then, man. When I rented it a lot after that, in Final Fantasy 3. Funny story, actually. After I had finally beaten Final Fantasy 6, there's TERRA BRANFORD. Well, Final Fantasy 3 as I knew it back then. I remember because after I beat Final Fantasy 6, I went to Food City, and our local Food Cities have video rental shops in the middle of the store. And I seen Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and I was thinking that was the next story of Final Fantasy for some odd reason. I was thinking it was Final Fantasy 4, so when I picked that up and started playing it, I was like, okay, so this is the world after Final Fantasy 6, where there is no magic. And I was just, yeah, it's just a funny little story there. If the human part of you is strongly something, you will probably be able to remain in this world as a human being. Yes, give up your Esper side. Use the Force. But yeah, Final Fantasy VI, I mean, it's got an awesome in-depth story. There is no sense of main character, really, as people have said. Everyone could be considered a main character because every one of the characters play a huge part in the story at some point or another. Relm ARROWNY. And it's just, I don't know, it's just easily my all-time #1 favorite Final Fantasy out there. All the side quests are great as can be. The character design is awesome. The only thing is there's not all that much character development in a lot of ways. But then again, with 14 characters, it's kind of hard to get that, full in-depth character development. However, there's just enough character development for you to fall in love with each of the characters. And I really like how they did Shadow because in order to get his backstory, you actually have to stay at inns and such. Essentially, he's basically a hidden character in that regard. Shadow as Shadow. And I guess I didn't show off his dreams, but oh well. I don't use Shadow enough for that, There you are. Now here's an interesting little scene. Shadow just goes off into the corner and tells Interceptor to leave. Interceptor, get going! Stay well. Then you just... Baram, I'm going to stop running. I'm going to begin all over. Yes. STRAGO as STRAGO Magus. Or Magus, Magus, whatever. Get down here, you stupid switch! Get down here! Now! Don't make me use my magic! Get down here! A kid... You're far from being a kid, old man. Sorry to have to tell you. Gotcha. Nice. Oh boy, love it. It feels so nice to actually have completed this project. Oh, 5 months ago when I started this thing, I didn't expect it to take this many videos or take this long. I expected a bigger project, but I've come a long way. I really, truly have. I was watching some of my earlier videos just the other day in Final Fantasy VI, and it sounded like, you know, to me, I sounded so freaking gay in my first few episodes. I was all like, "Hi, this is White Maester," and it's like, no. But to be fair, that was my first ever, my first ever Let's Play, and I've actually gotten more of the hang of it, and I think I've improved a lot, actually, to be fully honest. Her power's fading. That's never a good thing, but woohoo! We're getting out of here. Bye, Lodo. Let's blow this popsicle stand, or pop stand, or whatever the heck the saying goes. Your strength is going! Ah, no, Terra! Terra! Don't let her die! Her name is Terra! Oh. Ah. What can I say, though? Final Fantasy VI is just... It's got a lot of nostalgia and just a lot of emotion in there for me, and I love it. The Opera House scene is one of my all-time favorite scenes in the entire game. I mean, even now, every time I watch that scene, it actually brings a tear to my eye. It's crazy. Just everything about Final Fantasy VI, I love. Absolutely love. I mean... This is why I hope that I would love to see a remake of Final Fantasy VI on a system that can actually handle it, unlike the Game Boy Advance version. To me, I thought the Game Boy Advance version of this game was just crap. I mean, it's good for its portability and all, but for everything else, I just didn't care for it. Sorry if any of you liked Final Fantasy VI Advanced. I didn't. But then again, it's probably more to the fact that where Final Fantasy VI is my all-time favorite, I was a bit more critical on that than, say, Final Fantasy IV or V Advanced, both of which I thought were pretty good ports, for the exception of the added stuff that they threw in there. Didn't I say it before? This is the world's fastest ship. Indeed, it's the Millennium Falcon. What do you want? Hironobu Sakaguchi. Now we get to meet the cast of Final Fantasy VI. Haha. Oh, yes. I love it. We're flying through the clouds as life returns to our planet. I'm actually speechless. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's just... I hope you all enjoyed my Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI. I mean, hopefully I can make my new one of Let's Play Final Fantasy VIII just as good or better. And maybe if I return to Legends of Legaia once I figure out how to fix my recording problems. Good old Nobuo Uematsu. He's an awesome composer for these games. The music is a big part of why I love Final Fantasy VI so much, which is another reason I didn't care for the GBA version as much. The music was just crap, in my personal opinion, as far as the music for the Game Boy Advance goes. Like I said, it's good for its portability, but if I have the choice, I'm going to play the SNES or PlayStation version, so, yeah. This was definitely a lot of fun to make. It really, truly is. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And I hope you guys did enjoy it just as well. And, hey, Nintendo Capri-san, I finished 9 episodes before you! Or quicker than you, man. Sorry, I wanted to throw that in there. It took him 102 episodes to finish. It took me like 92 or 93, depending on if I have to split this video as well. I have no idea what caused that lag spike there, but okay, works for me. And I might have to split the video one more time. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe. And we're just flying with the seagulls hovering over the water. Even the graphics on Final Fantasy VI are incredible. I'm going to give Final Fantasy VI a rating of 10 stars out of 10. I'd give it more if I could. I give gameplay 10, I give controls 10, graphics 10, story 10, character 10. It gets the highest mark of all highest marks. Alright guys, I'm going to split the video here. I'll be right back.